some adjustments to the exit and entrance angle on the ramps. And as you can see, I just used wood glue and put some ribs in there. Once that all dries, it will be good and solid. Alright, let's move on. Here's what it looks like from the top. Okay. Here's the next piece. This is going to be the back wall. I measured the size of a screen from an old cell phone that I'm going to use. I just found the middle, and then I put the screen size. I just used that as my reference point as the middle of the wall, and then as the middle of the screen. Did all my measuring. That'll be cut out. The screen will be the phone put behind it. We'll pick this piece up. That's cut out. This will be attached to our ramp. I'll go ahead and attach it to the ramp next, and we'll move on from there. Alright, I took the phone, I cut a hole in the cardboard, it's the size of the phone, and I took some shims and glued them on here, leaving space for the cord for the phone so I can still charge it. If I need to get it out here, it should easily pop out of this. It's just some thin cardboard. We're going to apply glue to this brown side and glue it on the back of our staging area, right over the hole. I'll center it up how it belongs and glue it on there, and we'll have our screen to show the cars in the background. Alright, let's move on to the next. I ordered this light strip off of eBay. You just plug it in, it lights up. I'm going to put this in the ceiling piece that we're going to make to illuminate the vehicles. Just wanted to show you what that looks like. You can pick these up on eBay and maybe on Amazon, definitely on eBay. All different types. I'm going to add some aluminum foil to the back side of the roof to help illuminate the vehicles and add to the lighting. The light strips that I got here they're self-adhesive. I just pulled the strip off and they stick right on there. I'm going to use 2 of them, and I'm going to also add some foil, which I've already mentioned, but that's what they look like. I'm going to go ahead and foil this piece, and both of these together will make the roof, and then we'll get that assembled. I decided to take this lid here, just a plastic lid from a food container, and I'm going to score it straight across and down the side. I'm still undecided if I want to go straight down or at a 45-degree angle. Probably just straight down. I want to cut that end off of here, and I'm going to use this for our auctioneer's podium. Maybe paint it silver or something, and then glue it on the platform. I would say that's pretty good for 1/64 scale. I'm going to say about right there. That's going to be my guess. Yeah. And then we'll score it down the side. Got these nice little grooves for the pencil to ride in. Right. Hopefully I can just take a razor knife and score it, and slice it, paint it and glue it down, and we'll have a desk or podium. Well, this would have been great, but I see there's a little flaw. There's a little flaw in this lid, probably from the mold. Maybe where he popped it off a mold. I should have paid closer attention, so I'm going to have to do that over. I don't like that little flaw, so just do that over. I won't film it. You got the idea. I'm going to cut another one, and we'll discard this one. It looks like a car bumped into this one or something. Alright, I cut a new one. Made sure I had a nice clean piece this time. I'll paint this a metallic color, I think. And maybe the same pavement color I was using. It looks almost black. I think I'll just use that same color on the inside here. I might even try to paint this top edge on the outside, the little rim here. I'm thinking maybe trying to paint that yellow. We'll see. But that's going to be our little podium. This is going to be our platform that the podium's going to go on. I got some little steps here. Place that on top, glue it down. Try to add some kind of details, maybe trim the background out. We'll see. I'm still making it up as I go. Let that go in the center, right underneath the TV monitor. I'm going to continue painting, and we'll just keep making it up as we go along. Decided to paint the top of the desk blue. When it was painted gray, it just blended in with the platform and you really couldn't see it. And then I also printed out a black and white checkerboard, and I had some of this metallic stickers, and I added all that there to the background. We'll put our desk on the platform. It was tricky trying to figure out the size I wanted, and I accidentally printed one of these checkerboards that was too small, so we'll go ahead and cut that one out too and use it as well, and put that behind or underneath the desk like a mat. Okay, that part there I think is almost finished. I can't think of much else to do to it. We'll move on to the next step. Here it is put together. All we have to do now is glue it in place. Alright, everything's moving along pretty good. I've decided to go ahead and make an extended parking area So I'm going to glue this platform down to this box that's folded out here, and we'll make that a parking area or a seating area if you were going to have a real auction. But I figured we needed some more space for vehicles, so this should work out pretty good. Pretty nice that I was able to make something out of some boxes that I was just going to recycle or throw away. So keep that in mind. Next time you're putting something in the trash, you could turn it into something useful. Alright, I put some paint on the parking lot area, and there's some weights holding down the stage till the paint dries. I had some scrap pieces of wood that I painted yellow. I'm going to trim these. I already trimmed them to fit. I got one installed. I'm going to put these on the ends of our staging area because it's only cardboard, and I noticed it warped after we painted it, so this will straighten that back up and give it some strength and add some color. Okay, we'll do that next. So I went ahead and made some pillars to put in the background. They need some more coats of paint, and I'm going to put a pedestal on the bottom because they do tip over very easy. You might recognize this. These are just disposable razors. I cut the razor part off and just took the handles and stuck them in the cap that protects you from getting cut on the razor. And they look like pillars to me. And we'll put a base on there so it don't fall over. I'll do that next and finish painting them. And I'm not going to mount these permanently because I want to change the display around. So I'm just going to have stuff you can put in and take out. Same with the Take 5 oil change picture here. That's just a piece of cardboard from a mailer that they send me all the time. So I'm going to have a bunch of stuff like that that we can put in and take out. I got the TV in place, or my old cell phone, as you can see. Unfortunately, there's like a burn mark in the screen I can't get to disappear, but it still looks pretty good. I'll show you how we got that mounted in the back there. I just took some pieces of cardboard and I glued them together, different sizes, getting closer and closer to the shape of the phone. It actually snaps in and out real nice. I've taken it in and out a few times, works pretty good. I don't know what's going to wear out first, the phone or my little pieces of cardboard, but either thing can be replaced easily. So let's move on to something else. When I cut this cardboard for the ramp, the right side turned out pretty decent, but then the left side didn't. That's more noticeable probably with the human eye, but it bothers me, so I want to cover up this edge along here. That's something else I want to do today. I think I'm going to put just a handrail or something to go across and cover this edge up. So I've been thinking about a few options. There's really not much left to do. I'm going to put the handrail up there, finish painting our pillars and put a base on them. And I'm undecided still on the parking lot. It looks too clean, I guess. I'm thinking about maybe weathering the parking lot. There's a seam or two in the cardboard from folds, one on each side. I was thinking about maybe trying to turn those into cracks or something. I'll have to do some samples. I've never really done this before. I've seen other people do it and it looks great. I don't know if I can pull it off or not, but maybe I will weather the parking lot and that'll be about it. Do the railing, weather the parking lot. I think I'm going to put a black strip across the center of the stage. Yeah. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments because I will always be adding and improving on it, hopefully, until I decide to build another one. After trying this out for a couple of days, I noticed that some of the cars that are really low to the ground bottom out going up the ramp, like this one here. So I went ahead and decided to rework the entrance and exit to the stage. I went ahead and I got these pieces cut out. They fit in here. Once they're glued down, I think the slope's correct. Every time I've rolled the car up there, I don't see it bottom out anywhere. So I'm going to do that on both sides and then repaint, paint it to match in and everything. And also working on some kind of railing. or something to put on this edge, because I don't like how that looks either up close. This looks too rough. So I think once I get that done, I'm probably going to go ahead and weather the parking lot, and then we'll be finished. Okay, let's move on. Alright, I got this side glued down. Car goes up there nice. I don't see it bottom out or hear it bottom out anywhere. I don't think we're going to get too many cars lower than this one. Nice. I wish I would have done that the first time, but it was kind of hard to figure out without having the platform to go by first. Of course, anytime you make something the first time, you know, there's trial and error. I made another one. I could work it into the original folding of the ramp probably. Anyway, it's going to work. I think it's going to look a lot better. I'll get the other side made and then put this little railing on I've been working on. I'm going to take these and put them around the edge, add a little railing. All these are straws from WD-40. I use them for all kinds of things. You can pick them up in a box supply like this on eBay. Okay, let's move on. I'm always surprised at what you can do with super glue. It worked out great. I just take a little bit of sandpaper here and clean up this edge where you don't see the cardboard so much, and that'll be ready to paint. Heck, that works so well, maybe I'll put one on the back side too. Alright, I like how that looks. I think we can clean up this rough edge going all the way across with these, maybe even put them down here as well. Okay. Alright, I thought it was worth noting that when I put two of these WD-40 straws together, I'll take an axle pin from a Hot Wheels or Matchbox or whatever, trim it and glue it in one end, and then when I place them together they'll line up properly. So I'm going to extend this piece from the ramp with this one here, has the peg in the end. That'll line up perfectly. I just need to glue it on, and I'll have all the trim completed on that side. And I went ahead and decided to put some trim on the floor in the back, and maybe a piece behind the podium. Yeah, alright, I like how that's going. I'll go ahead and glue the pieces across the front here next, and we'll be ready to do some painting. Alright, I got all the corner pieces glued on, and the cars go up here nicely. They don't rub out anywhere, which is great. And we'll go ahead and continue that process. Alright, we're really getting close to having this thing finished. I bought some foil tape off of eBay. It's got like a mirror type finish, and I applied that to the background here, as you can see, across the back of the wall. And then I took some more of the WD-40 straws, and then I made a border on top and bottom just by super gluing them on the wall. And the tape is self-adhesive, so I just cut that to fit. And then on the ends, I didn't put a backing behind it, and you can kind of see the lines in the cardboard. I didn't really like that, so on the longer stretches I ended up putting a backer behind them, a thin piece of poly plastic type stuff that I found. Really thin stuff, but it worked perfectly. You don't see the lines in the cardboard in the mirror. And then I went ahead and took some caulking and went over these edges where the two ramps transition into the parking lot. And it worked fine, but you could kind of see that hard edge, so I figured a little bit of caulking would clean it up, and then we'll paint it red again, and I'm probably going to put a clear urethane over everything, at least on the red, to keep it shiny and easy to clean. And the same with the base around the desk here. That flat paint just won't stay clean, so I'll probably put a clear gloss on that as well, or satin or something. And then the gray in the parking lot, I'm just going to weather this and make it look weathered. And almost ready to start doing that. I just want to finish up the red on the stage and then weather the parking lot. And I also added some color lights as well. I purchased the colored lights on eBay, and it comes with the remote, and you have all these different colors to choose from and different settings like strobe and fade and flash and stuff. It was only like 10 bucks, and here's what the light strips look like for the colored ones. And it's got a self-adhesive thing on the back. You just peel it off, stick it where you want it, and plug it in. It's kind of advertised for putting on the back of your TV for mood lighting, but you know, you could use it for anything. So we went ahead and I added that along with the regular lights you see that's on here. We'll turn the regular lights off, and I'll turn on the strobe lights. And as you can see, we get some color lights now. Probably look better in a darker room, but you get the idea. And then, like I say, you got the remote here with all these different settings, and the more you play with it, the more you can change it. You can speed it up, slow it down, pick different colors for your background. And like I say, it would show up better probably if I had the room totally dark. And we'll probably do that at the end, but I wanted to show you the color lights. And all I did was just stick these things on the back wall and on the ceiling of the diorama here, along with the clear lights. They're up there too. Got the wires coming out. You just plug them in. They all come out on the left side. Okay. Really just waiting for the caulking to dry at this point so I can paint the floor again. So the only thing that I've really spent money on for this build so far is the lights, and they're inexpensive. Some super glue and the paint. The paint's inexpensive. So I would say for under 20 bucks we've made this thing to this point. And I think it's well worth 20 bucks. It's a great looking display. Probably worth more than $20. Here's the parking lot after I put the weathering effect on. I didn't really record this because I wasn't confident in what I was doing, because I really had never done it before. So I didn't really want to say, hey, this is how you do it, watch what I'm doing. I would rather do this a few times and make sure I'm doing it right before I show you on film. But I can kind of reverse engineer what I did. And all I really did here was I painted it gray first. And then what I did was I took a Q-tip and I dipped it in black paint that had been watered down in a wash. And I just dabbed over the gray paint with the Q-tip. And that was time consuming. You could use a brush, but I was trying to get little tiny stipple effect. And it kind of worked out. If you zoom in with the camera, you know, it looks a little more realistic, but still working on it. Once I'm sure with my technique, I'll go ahead and do it again on something else, maybe on a piece of wood. You know, I tried to make it look like there were some oil stains down here on this end. And somehow I came up with some areas here that look like cracks that look pretty good. I don't really know how that was just a happy mistake, but I would like to get more cracks and make it look more like this area here. So for like this is like my second time I really tried to do pavement, and you know, it doesn't look too bad. I don't think it's working good enough for who it's for, which is me. And then the white lines over here, this is just plastic strips that you would have like bands for packaging, like newspapers and boxes come banded in this plastic. That's all that is. I just cut them in all the same size and then glued them down, and they kind of have this zigzag on top, which is a little reflective looking, which is kind of reminds me of white stripes on a road or something, so I thought it would work out, and it did. So that's what this looks like, and I think I'm pretty well finished. We'll turn the lights out and put something on the screen and see how it looks with some cars. That sums up the video. Hope you enjoyed the light show, and I hope it inspired you to build something. Thanks for watching, and I'll be talking to you soon.